Hi everyone, my name is Qusay. So I've been studying psychology and right now I'm studying psychiatry at King's College London, and I have been practicing meditation for 7 years. And I had this idea to start a YouTube channel where I talk about my practice in meditation and combine some of the teachings I had in psychology and psychiatry to help you in your life. So I've been talking about studying recently, and today's video is about focus, which I think is a very important component of studying. So, as before, the video is going to be divided into two parts. The first part is about learning why focus is important, and the second part is going to be about practicing meditation and seeing what kind of component of meditation can help you focus better. Okay, so for the first part, why focus is important. Let's say you have a very important thing to do and you need to be focused on it, and because that thing is maybe a large project, or it could be that you have other commitments in your life, you start worrying, you start focusing on other things that you need to do in your life, and you lose your focus. But the thing is, as we know, the brain cannot or is unable to focus on two things at once. Multitasking is an illusion that your brain creates, but it's actually is unable to do. So what happens when you try to work on two things at the same time, or try to think of two things at the same time, is that the brain keeps shifting attention between what you're doing, and it does it so fast that you're not aware of it. You have the illusion that you are multitasking, but you're not. And at the same time, because you're multitasking, you're shifting attention constantly, that creates even more effort. So it becomes even harder for you to pay attention at the two things at once. So actually, the best way for you to do something, even if you're overwhelmed, even if the project has multi-stages, even if you have a lot of things to do, the best thing to do is to focus on one thing at a time. And that will improve your focus, but it will also make you feel better and less stressed, because the less divided you are in your attention, the less effort as well you are exercising, because you're not multitasking between the two things. How meditation can help to improve our focus. I'm gonna do a session together, and we're just gonna take a deep breath, exhale, and if you are stressed, take another one. As you exhale, I want you to try and close your eyes. Immediately start paying attention to the sounds around you. Notice if your body is tense, if you're feeling restless or calm. We have been doing this for a few days now, so try to reflect back on how your body changes every day. Once you've gained more awareness about what's happening in your body, try to look over what's happening in your mind. If you're finding it hard to focus, the chances are there are a few thoughts running in your mind. So try to label them. And what I mean here is not to think about them more, but to note down the thought as something about work or family or yourself, kind of creating a label, a general label, and then moving on to the next thought. If you're thinking about something a friend has done to you, rather than trying to analyze what they did, just label down the thought as, thought about friends. If you have a deadline, label it as, thought about work or studies, and move on. Now, slowly bring your attention back to the breath, to the inhale and the exhale, without breathing any differently. Just paying attention to what your body already do with your awareness or with not. If the mind wanders, just bring your attention back to the breath. Thoughts, just like feelings, are always changing. Notice how your thoughts have changed since the beginning of this session. What does a label do to a thought or a feeling? Okay, so we're gonna slowly now bring ourselves back to the environment around us, back to the sounds, the sensations of your body, any smells. And as you do, slowly open your eyes. Before you do anything, just enjoy that feeling of calm and the time you took for yourself. Now, just be mindful of the tendency to try to rush things or to do more than one thing at once because you are squeezed in time or rushed. Remember that if you do mistakes, things will take even longer. If you putting a lot of effort trying to focus on a number of things together, you're gonna get tired quickly and you might not have energy to finish all of your work. Whenever you have a lot of things to do, try to think of the most important thing that you have to do next and do it. Finish it. Move on to the other thing. If the situation is too vague or difficult to solve, tell yourself, I decide not to solve it today. I will think about it tomorrow. You can do that. That's a decision still. To think about it tomorrow, try to solve it tomorrow. When you do that, it's kind of like clears it out of your mind. It's like the labeling, the one we did during meditation. You didn't think about the thought, you just labeled it, and somehow that made things in your mind more organized. The more focus you put on things and making decisions on them, the more efficient you will be and the more productive. So I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, please share with me any comments or thoughts that you have on how you want meditation to help you in your life. And I look forward to engaging with you and hopefully see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.